Hey, I'm Lee Turner from Turner Family Band. I play the piano and I sing, and we are starting a new page called Turner Family Band Shares, and we're going to share some things that we know about. Granny's been sharing about the Bible, and we may not know as much as Granny knows about that, to be honest, but we do know some about music, and we do know some about some devotionals and maybe some other things we're going to start sharing on this page. So I'm going to share some basics about the piano. If you play the piano, this might be a little simplistic for you, but I'm going to work up. I'm going to do some things and really show you how I play. I play by ear, which means that I don't really read the notes on the hymnal books or the books that you see if you've ever seen me play with a book. I'm reading the words, and if it has chords on top, I'm using those, but I really don't read all the notes that you would see. And Sister Linda does. She can play either way. She reads music, meaning she can read off of the hymn book, and I have to say what chord and hope I know the chords, or what key and make sure I know the chords that are in that. But I'm going to give you some basics about that, and we're going to keep doing some things people have asked for piano lessons. We can't really do maybe individualized lessons for everyone, but we can share some things we know, and that's what we're going to start with today, the piano. The piano may seem very easy to some and too difficult for others. So I'm going to start with just the basic thing that when you walk up to a piano, the very middle, the white key in front of the two black keys, that is middle C. And so middle C, if you are with a piano that has words, like if it's a regular piano, not a keyboard, you're going to usually see some words of who the maker is of the piano or where it was made. Maybe you see that. You'll look and you'll see that the white note before the two black notes, that's middle C. Everybody pretty much starts there. But the piano notes are built, the white keys are built like the alphabet. So two notes down from C, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now we don't go to H. The next note is A again. So here's A. It's in the middle of the three set, the three black notes. And here's another A. And it's 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's called an octave. And if you have big hands like mine, your thumb and your pinky probably can reach all the way there. Not everybody's can. Loria struggles sometimes because her hands are smaller and fingers are not as long yet because she's just 10. She can make it till about the F or the G. But most people, if you're a grown adult and don't have real small hands, you probably could go all the way and span it. But I'm going to span C. There's C. Now, when I was growing up, my mama could play, and she could play anything they gave her because she had been taught to read music. But I was given piano lessons for 2 years. What a blessing it was, but I thought I already knew how to play. That was pretty stubborn of me. And so I didn't really learn to read music. I learned other things in my piano lessons that she tried to teach me, and I took those and put them into my own style that I had learned. The first thing I really learned to play around with on the piano was what they call the song Heart and Soul, which starts with the middle C, and then it adds another note when you skipped one, which is an E. C, skip one E, skip one G. That's a chord. So every other note made a chord on the key of C. C, E, G. That's a C chord. So if you had a simple song that was singing, if you wanted to sing along with yourself, you could hit that chord and sing a song. You could even hit some of the chord. If you didn't, try to move my fingers down so you can see it. You could hit that. Or you could hit a C, a G, and an octave, another C. Amazing grace. So you're already starting, if you can hit C, E, and G, you're already starting to be able to possibly play the piano for you to sing a song. That's kind of amazing. So if you have a piano, or if you have a keyboard, try it with me. C, E, G. And if you don't know, how do I find C and a G? Well, remember, this is middle C. You skip a note, go to E, because it's C, D, E, F, G. Skip a note E, skip the note F, play a G, hit your chord. I'm going to encourage you to use this finger and this finger and this finger, because you're going to want to use these other two fingers for other notes. Now, when I learned to play Heart and Soul, I would hit a C down here. Remember, there's an octave, so you count down 8. 8. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So here we have a C, and a C. And we know the C is the note everywhere on the keyboard that's in front of these two black notes. So here we are. I've got a low C here. I'm hitting it with my thumb. And I'm hitting the next C, the middle C, with my thumb. And I'm hitting an E with my middle finger and with my baby pinky, which is as big as some people's fingers because I have big hands thanks to my daddy. And I guess my mama too. I'm hitting the G. I am now playing a chord that you could play a song. Maybe you remember this song. Does anybody remember this song? It's called Heart and Soul. A lot of songs are still just made of these chords. So if you can learn this little song, you probably could play a song for yourself if you did this lesson by the end of the day. Is that crazy to think about? So this is what I did. We're going to skip the lower part for right now. I did C, E, and G. And then what I did is moved down. I skipped some notes and moved down 2 to A. So I started at C with my thumb and went 2 notes up, E, went 2 notes up, G. Then I decided in my mind, I say, okay, I'm going to go down 2, B, A. A, and A is in the middle of these 3 black notes. C, remember this is our middle C, here we are, C and E. So I've gone from the C chord to a variation of an A chord. It's actually a minor. Some of you will know that. We'll talk about that later. But I went to C to an A variation, and then if I go down 2 more, skip the G, go to F, and then just every other note, F, and then A, and then B, C. That's the F chord. And then if I go up 1, G, B, D. So this is what I did. C, A minor, F, G. Those are the basic chords that if you know those chords, you probably can sing a song right now. Watch. I'm going to use my notes down here. So I'm going to hit the same thing. C, go down 2. A, go down 2. F, go up 1. G. That's all I'm doing is hitting the 1 notes. I can go with the chords if I want to. But for you, those of you that are beginning, you may just want to take your left hand, and so you don't have to try to get these hands to work together because they don't always know how to. Sometimes they just know how to do one hand. Start with 1. It's okay. C. This is the chord of C. C, E, G, every other note. I'm going to go down, so I move my hand, and don't play any of those. I move my hand and I play A, C, E. I'm going to do 2 down again. 2, F, A, C. Now I'm just going to go up 1 to G, G, B, D. So if I wanted to do a song right now, and if you can hear it, some people can, some people can't, and it's okay. But if you can play by ear, what happens is you think, I want to sing Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace, how, sounds like it's not going to be on C again. Sweet the sound. It can, but maybe it went somewhere else. Amazing grace, how... It's not A minor, that doesn't sound right. Amazing grace, how sweet... No, that doesn't sound right. G. Amazing grace, how... Maybe let's try F. How sweet... Oh, that sounds good. Oh, sounds like it's going to change again. Sound, no. Sound, no. Sound, no. So maybe it's C. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. So what I did was I went amazing grace, how sweet the sound, or amazing grace, how sweet the sound. So all I did was go from the chord of C. Remember, this is C, every other note, E, G. Then I went all the way down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I went to F. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. That doesn't sound right. That saved a wretch like me. If you can hear that, then you'll know, well, that sounds right. Maybe you've got a friend or there are sometimes books or tutorials online that give you the chords on the top. I don't have in this book, but sometimes they'll say the chords. You can go to like some of the guitar or some of the chord apps, and they will share the chords from the piano. But I'm just showing you how I learned. I started with these chords: C, A minor, which is A, and a C, and an E, an F, F, G, A, C, and then I go up one, G, G, B, D. So that's how I learned, and I started picking out songs by how it sounded. Amazing grace. All I'm doing is hitting the beat with my lower thumb with a C. See, here we are, right in front of this black note. Amazing grace. Where am I going to go here? How? Oh, it was F. Sweet the sound. I went back to C. That saved a wretch. I'm going to go to G here. Like me. 1, 2, 3. I once, back to C, was lost. Now I'm going to go back to F, but now I'm back to C. Found. 'Twas blind, but now G, I. It's funny, isn't it? It ends with the letter and the word C. C. For some of you, that might be too quick. So I'm going to encourage you, just start moving your hands down and up. You're going to go C, or if you want to just start with one, C, A, F, G. If you're going to do a chord, C, E, G, C, A, F, G, C. If you're a little more experienced, add the octave. Remember, the octave is the 8 notes, and it's going to be another C up here. C, A, F, G. I'm doing the same things, I'm just doing it a different way. If you want to start as easy as you can, if you want to show your kids this, hey, hit this note, skip down one, hit this note, skip down one, hit this, and then skip up one. And if you can learn to do that, you can play a really simple song for yourself. I don't have Amazing Grace in a chord, but maybe tomorrow or next time I do a piano lesson, maybe I'll have where it's written out on top of page 57 where the chords are. Because we know in the old Redback hymnal, which this is just a larger one, here's the notes to Amazing Grace. Well, I'll tell you, Sister Linda could play that all day long. Granny could play that, but I really can't play those notes, but I can play chords. Now, don't get overwhelmed. Are you ready? This is what I took that I did this in my mama's house and daddy's house to where they were probably sick of it. C, A, F, G. I did that and did that. All of a sudden I realized it connected to songs. Amazing grace, how sweet the... Go to C, right? C, that saved. We're going to go to G on that next one. I once was lost, but now F, I'm C. I was blind, but now G, I see. So when I learned that heart and soul, if you'll do any variation of this, simple or difficult, see, I'm adding stuff, but as you play, you'll figure out what note can I hit for that to sound right. I play by ear. So the truth is I'm not going to maybe be able to show you what these notes are. Granny can when she wants to share. She can tell you, and I could give you the basics of it. But if today you would like to play something, play C, skip down, A, skip down, F, skip up, G. Just do that. Add a few notes. That means you're going to skip notes between, make a chord. This is the C chord. There it is, C, E, G. I just skipped notes. We're not playing any of the black notes in the key of C much, and that is what makes it so easy to start with. If you'll notice, I play a lot of songs that I sing that are fast and hard. A lot of times my lower voice carries in C, so a lot of songs I do there. But it's because it's easy. All you do, you can hit anything and it's okay. Even if you hit black notes, it's okay. But the truth is C is easy to start with. So start here, C, E, G, that's your C chord. All right, so the lesson today is heart and soul, but it's also just remember C, the A variation or the A minor chord, F, G. If everywhere on the keyboard, the note between or before the two black notes is a C. So if you want to go down here, look, it sounds the same. Oh, everything in front of the black two notes is going to be a C. So if you make a chord up here, you start with that, skip, skip, that's still a C chord. That's a C chord, that's a C chord, that's a C chord, that's a C chord, that's even a C chord. And we end on the last note, a C. So that's just a little bit. I hope I didn't go too far or too little, but that's where we're going to start today. And you're going to be able to play something even if you can just hit this. Most simple songs are going to be with C, F, and G. They've probably got a minor in there. You don't have to worry about that yet. But really, you could play almost any gospel song. C, G, and F. If you can hear it, you could pick it out. And if you can't hear it, go to Chordify. Or there's a guitar chords. You can go to that and hit piano, look for the chords, transpose it to C, and play along with your song. A lot of modern Christian songs right now are this. If you'll listen to it, you'll hear heart and soul played throughout a lot of songs. So if you can even just play C, F, and G chords, you're going to be able to start playing the piano. Real quick recap. This is C. It's in front of the two black. They are an alphabet of A to G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Starts over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Notice I'm not singing now. A, B, C, 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 C. In front of the black two keys. D, E, F. F is in front of the three black keys. If you always remember C's there in front of the two, F's there in front of the three, you can find and play a song. All right, here's your octave. Remember, 8 notes. Your hand probably can span it. So that's some basic chords. We'll do some more later, but hopefully the Lord will anoint you. That's one of the most important parts that I could say. And I'll look at you for a minute. One of the most important parts of being able to play the piano like I play the piano is not really playing the piano. It's really knowing that if the Lord's called you to do something, he's going to give you the strength to do it. If you have an interest in playing the piano and you want to play the Lord's songs, you ask him and pray for the gift of your hands being able to play it. That's what the Lord did for me. I know he'll do the same thing for you because we're praying for you. We're praying that, Lord, as we show these instruments and we show what we do to play them, nobody maybe can play everything like we do. Some people play way better. But I ask you to put anointing on everyone's hands that wants to learn to play the piano to worship you. I ask you, God, to go forth in these videos and help people to learn how to love you more, to worship you in song more, and be anointed to understand how to play the instruments that you've given Turner Family Band to play. We thank you and praise you. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for sharing with me.